Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Wanted to hop on here today real quick and talk about this indie gem that I saw last weekend. Now, I'm not really sure if it's playing anywhere else now as the time of this video here, but I did want to get on here and talk about Ghostlight, written and directed by Kelly O'Sullivan and co-directed by Alex Thompson, starring Keith Kupferer, Dolly De Leon, Catherine May Kupferer, Tara Malin, and many others. And this follows a dysfunctional family whose daughter is having behavioral issues in school, and the patriarch of the family is having some issues at work in the wake of a family tragedy. And that's all I'll say about this film, besides also the fact that the lead, played by Keith Kupferer here, discovers this troupe of actors near the construction site he's working on, and decides to join this production of Romeo and Juliet, and how that kind of evolves throughout the story to signify the evolution of what he is going through, and also his daughter, his wife, everything that you can think of. This film, I heard a lot of great things coming out of Sundance about it, and I knew I had to check it out because nothing but glowing reviews. The score on Letterboxd was about a 3.9, went up to a 4.0 after it came out, so that was really promising to me. And I think that this is just such a beautiful piece. It is so carefully crafted and written, and everything about it. It does take a while, I would say, to really find its footing, at least for me, to be able to get immediately invested into it. It's a very slow film, and not necessarily in a bad way, though it does feel a little over 2 hours. But yet again, the pieces are so carefully put into place to just pay off in such a beautiful way by the end of the story. This really is such a poignant depiction of grief, and just all the things that can come with that, the emotional disconnect, the defensiveness in certain cases, and how that can affect all different people in one family unit. And I think that this film contains some of the best performances I have seen all year, specifically those of Keith Kupferer and his daughter, Catherine May Kupferer. I mean, you got the whole family in here. Tara Malin, who's also her mother and his wife in real life. So really, it's a whole family affair if there ever was one. But it's just amazing how much talent can be found in one family. And Keith Kupferer in particular, my goodness, I have never seen him in anything except maybe the heckler in The Dark Knight. I don't remember him, but it's kind of sad that I am saying that, because he is so outstanding in this, especially the emotional journey he takes you on, the way he reacts to certain situations in his life, the subdued and suppressed anger underneath his character, but also just the emotional disconnect he's feeling throughout this entire film. It feels so raw and so realistic. It's just unbelievable what he brings to this film, and the journey he goes on. You get to see it happen in real time in this film, and the whole movie is just him trying to work through this. It's really, really an unbelievable lead performance that I think is, quite frankly, Oscar-worthy. And it's just kind of sad that this is the first time we're seeing him in a lead role like this. But thankfully, in his daughter's case, she was in last year's Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which I don't believe I reviewed on the channel. But I remember her being quite a standout in the cast. And she is just absolutely on fire here. Just the unbridled angst that you feel coming from this character, the abrasiveness, everything about it. She comes off as very much that annoying teenager that's just so prickly and unhinged, but she brings so many layers to her that by the end of the film, you really see her truly come alive in a way that I was hoping that they would deliver on, and they absolutely did. Just certain moments of her coming into herself. are truly some of the most beautiful moments from any film this year, and certainly some of the greatest acting. You can really tell that she's a seasoned vet already. At least that's how it feels watching her in this movie, and I really think both of them are Oscar worthy. Now, that's probably not going to happen, but I would be upset if they didn't get Independent Spirit Award nominations for that very reason. I really hope that they go all the way, and I'm going to be rooting for them and excited for whatever they do next. But Tara Malin as well is so effective in the story. They really do feel like a family unit, and it's crazy to think, because they truly are, the authenticity of this dynamic just shines through on camera. You really feel more connected to them as a family, more than most films that I've seen, and I'm really, really pleased with all the performances. But I also have to mention Dolly De Leon, who continues to impress. You know, first Triangle Sadness, then The Missing, and now this. She's truly been proving herself as a great character actor that has emerged almost seemingly out of nowhere in the past few years, and I really love the emotionality she brought to this film. She very much is that support that these characters need in this film, even though it may not seem that way at first. I really just love the evolution of all these characters on screen and the way they tackle all these issues, and positing how art can be so effective, how it can bring us together in the most beautiful and unpredictable ways. There's certain scenes in this movie too, and this is what I love about the screenplay, that you think are just kind of like a joke, or just not necessarily a joke, but it's just something that's kind of an aside, and they tie it back into the main narrative in such a wonderful way, which really caught me off guard by the end of this film. And the emotional climax that this movie leads up to is quite frankly stunning. Really, it's just one of those films that just slowly has an effect on you, and the more I thought about it after I saw it, the more it grew in my mind. Especially why the title of this movie is what it is. I didn't even realize it until after I had watched it, and it was like, oh shit, that's why it's called Ghostlight. And I really think that this is such an effective indie film. Now, I'll be honest, is it one that I'm going to want to come back to very often? Probably not. It's not the most watchable movie for me this year, but no doubt one of the standouts from 2024 so far, and I think an indie gem that everyone has to see this year. So glad that it's getting released, and it's just unfortunate that it has only been playing in, you know, a certain limited amount of theaters, and considering the theaters that it has played at, how fast it went, it's just really a bummer, because I think this is a film everyone should see. And I'm going to give Ghostlight an 8.5 out of 10. This really is a fantastic piece of work, and I'm really excited to see what this whole family does. I really hope that, especially Catherine May Kupferer, has a great career ahead of her. I mean, if she's already, you know, delivering on this level, I think she's going to be set for the rest of her career. But really, please check this out if you get the chance. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's just such a poignant and beautiful story that I think anyone can relate to. But let me know what you thought about Ghostlight. If you've seen it already, down in the comments below. Smash the like button. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more reviews of indie films like this, but also other films that just run the whole gamut, from being blockbusters to, you know, mid-budget films, auteur pictures like Kinds of Kindness, which I will be doing a review on within the next couple of days here. So please stay tuned for that and so much more, and I will see you guys later.